Hey, what's up gang? Brian here, Brian's Lawn Maintenance. I wanted to do a quick video for you guys about my top 10 tips before purchasing a new lawnmower. Let's check it out. Alright guys, the reason I wanted to do a video like this is because when I was getting my business started, probably like a lot of you guys, I had a lot of questions about different lawnmowers, which one's the best for me, some different ideas, a lot of suggestions. But truthfully, I was kind of shooting from the hip and I didn't really know what I was doing way back when I first got started. Now, this isn't by all means a comprehensive list. This is just my top 10. So maybe if you guys have some different tips at the end of this video that you guys want to leave as a comment, make sure you do that down below. Now, I'm going to run through these quick, so hopefully you guys can keep up. But number one is the brand. So you want to make sure you're picking a good lawnmower brand. Obviously, there's a lot of the major names from Exmark, Toro, Skag, John Deere, Gravely, you guys name it. One thing I would encourage you guys to do is stick with a brand that has a proven track record. Somebody who's been around for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Somebody who you know is going to be around 10, 20, 30, 40 more years. That way you can always have your equipment serviced. You can always keep with the same brand if you want to have your fleet matching, exchange parts and interchange parts, all that fun stuff. A lot of new guys are coming to the table, and I'm not saying that their product isn't superior. It's just you don't know if their company is stable and all that fun stuff on the back end. Number two is the dealer network. Now, a lot of my videos, when I cover handheld equipment, this is one of my most common suggestions is make sure you have a strong dealer network. Again, you might prefer brand A, but if that dealer is an hour away and brand B is 20 minutes down the road, even though A might be what you're looking for, you may want to evaluate going with a different brand because that dealer is nearby and you can get it serviced quicker. You can get spare parts quicker. Again, dealer network is huge. That's one of the reasons why I'm kind of against big box stores for buying your lawnmowers and your handheld equipment, because as you guys know, if something breaks down, you're probably out a good 6 to 8 weeks before you even get your piece of equipment back. To keep going, number three, serviceability. It kind of goes with number two. You might have a great dealer network, but the same thing is you want to make sure there's somebody that can service your equipment quickly, promptly. You don't want to have a 2-week downtime. So the dealer you pick, you know, it might be a small mom and pop shop, and that's okay, but you want to make sure that if your equipment breaks down, you can get it in and out within a day, a week tops if it's a lawnmower. I mean, you can't really be waiting longer than a day or two to get your equipment fixed. I know they have realistic time frames. I know spring is a busy season. Everything's breaking down. August, everything's overheating and breaking down. But if you have a great dealer, just make sure that they're also able to keep up with the volume and they have a track record of turnaround and getting your equipment back out there. A lot of different dealers offer like zero downtime guarantees and warranty type stickers. I think those are awesome. That way, if they can't fix your equipment or they don't have those parts on the shelf, they give you a loaner. So that's always something to evaluate. Number four, obviously it's the type of lawns that you mow. Now, when I was first getting started, I went with a 48-inch Viking walk behind because I was able to do a little bit larger properties, larger being residential homes up to maybe an acre, something like that. And I was also able to do backyards that had fences. Now, again, I was kind of in that middle ground where some people have a 32 or 36-inch wide fence in the back, so I wasn't able to do some of those backyards. And then other times you'd get a call for somebody who has 2 acres and you don't want to necessarily be using a walk behind, even if you have a sulky cart. So you got to kind of evaluate what's your target customer. I'm not opposed to thinking long-term as well with having one rider and a walk behind, but initially a lot of guys go with like a 48-inch stand-on or a 52 stand-on. You got to evaluate what's kind of best for you. If you have gated properties, you may want to stick with a 36 or a 48-inch walk behind and just keep getting more customers like that. Maybe charge them a premium. If you're a little bit more suburban, maybe a little bit more rural, you might want a rider right off the bat. That way you can do some of the residential properties and then larger acreage. Number five is price. Again, this is one of those things you have to evaluate what makes the most sense for you. For some of you guys starting off, your budget might be $5,000. For some of you guys, it might be $10,000. I'm a big fan of not overextending yourself. So maybe try to be a little bit more conservative until you know you're going to be able to grow your business and you have a shoe in with new customers, maybe new accounts. Again, you got to understand that some walk behinds might be $5,000 and you can get away with doing some of the larger properties with them by just adding a wheelie cart. Some of you guys, you want to drop $10,000 and unfortunately you don't have a single customer yet. You're still evaluating getting in business or this is your first year. I would kind of go with more of a used lawnmower first or something that you can get at a cheaper price until until you have the extra cash flow or profit to maybe reinvest. Number 6, this is one I had no clue about when I was getting started, but this was financing options. A lot of different brands, a lot of different dealers, a lot of different banks offer different financing terms. Financing being 0% for 36 months, 0% for 42 months, those kind of deals. Maybe you don't have the best credit, maybe you don't have the best background or credit history. That's okay, no big deal. Some of them might have a 4.99 for 60 months, and that's okay. I mean, you're still going to be in that ballpark of $200 to $300 a month for a new lawnmower. Me personally, I'm a big fan of free money, so 0% money. As long as you can make that payment and you can parlay that into more revenue, I'm a big fan of that methodology. So make sure you evaluate different financing options available through the bank. And by the way, if you ever get denied once, it doesn't mean there's not 30 or 40 other vendors and institutions that want to lend you money. That's the name of banking. So make sure you always evaluate other opportunities, especially if you get stuck with a 7, 8, 9, 10% rate. Make sure you shop around. Even if you don't have the best credit or the most stellar credit history, you're still able to get some pretty good deals and some pretty good rates, especially on lawnmowers. Number 7 would be the cut quality of the lawnmower. Now, this is probably a sensitive topic for a lot of guys. I'm not going to name names, but there are some brands that just flat out cut lawns better than other brands. Skag has a great cut. Exmark has a great cut. Toro has a great cut. I know some of you guys are going to comment down below, your brand has a great cut, and I'm totally cool with that. But there are some brands that don't necessarily cut that well or compared to what you're going to be using them for. For example, you might live in an area where there's really short grass. Maybe pick a lawnmower that's really good with that type of grass. You might have tall wet grass. Make sure you're evaluating different mowers and different mower decks so you're getting the best lawnmower that's going to be application specific for the type of grass. So make sure you're always evaluating cut quality and the best lawnmower deck that you can invest into to get the best cut. Number 8 would be the EFI, or an electronic fuel injected. I'm a big fan of that technology. We have that on my newest lawnmower. It took me a while to get there, but I'm telling you, like a friend, the fuel savings is there. A lot of people email me asking questions about different lawnmowers, different engines. If you can get a mower with EFI, I do believe you're going to save 20 to 30% on your fuel costs. So I am a big fan of the EFI engines. There's a little bit more maintenance that's going to go around with those, but I think the added fuel savings per year is going to make up for that. So if you can get a mower with an EFI engine, I would personally make the better investment. Might cost you $10 or $20 more per month, but I think you're going to save that on gas, no problem. Number 9, the future of your business. That was one of the things I mentioned earlier in the video. You might start with a walk-behind lawnmower 48-inch, and over time you might have some extra cash flow. Your business gets bigger. You want to do larger properties, maybe get into HOAs, and you might want to throw down for a rider. Vice versa, maybe you have a rider first and you want to do some of those backyard properties with fences, and you may want to buy a used 48-inch walk-behind of whatever brand you want. So make sure you're kind of imagining where the future of your business is going. Some guys have 2 riders on their trailer. Some guys have 3 riders on their trailer, which is awesome. Other people, they might have 2 riders and a walk behind. You got to evaluate where you're going to be cutting lawns and the kind of work you're going to be doing. Number 10 is tax benefits. You got to make sure that you're putting yourself in a position to win when it comes to taxes. Make sure you consult your tax guy. There are different ways to write off your lawnmower in full. There's other ways to depreciate it over 7 years. Make sure you're evaluating where your finances are, what tax bracket you are. That might be a little bit more advanced for some of you guys, but at the end of the year, maybe you need to throw down 5 or 6 grand to save on your taxes, and if you don't spend it, you lose it. So you might want to throw down on a new plow, a new lawnmower in this example. So, all right guys, I know I came at you quick. I know this is a little high level, and maybe go back through the video and watch it again if you need to. That way you can kind of evaluate those top 10 points when buying a new lawnmower. I think they're very effective. I think they're very relatable. But one of the things I wanted to mention to you guys is there's a couple reasons why not to buy new lawnmowers, all right? This might be just as valuable as the first top 10, but number 1, color. All right, this is like the simplest stuff ever, but a lot of guys, they want to buy new lawnmowers because of shiny red paint, shiny greens, shiny orange paint, and it looks great at the dealer. You got to understand that's an emotion, that's an emotional purchase, and that's probably going to cost you money versus making you money. So that's why you always want to plan ahead, make budgets, make goals. Don't go to the dealer and start kicking tires, and next thing you know, you're signing on a brand new lawnmower. Number 2, your favorite YouTuber has that brand. Again, you might want to go with a certain brand A, but that dealer doesn't even exist where you live, and you're just diehard set on it. Or that dealer has an hour away from where you live versus brand B, which is 10 minutes down the road. Maybe evaluate brand B, even though your favorite YouTuber goes with brand A. Again, you got to do what makes sense for your business, guys. Number 3, buying a lawnmower that's too expensive or too cheap. Again, you might be evaluating a walk behind that's $9,000, but you can get a $9,000 ride-on that has the same horsepower or larger and a larger mowing deck, and it's going to be more productive for you guys. Vice versa, you might be looking on Craigslist and there's a mower for 4,000 bucks. It might be a fire sale, it might be a lemon, it might be something that somebody, who knows what the background in the story is, but you're just realizing that that mower is probably $2,000 cheaper than it is. Probably stay away for that. There's probably a good reason for it. All right, guys, that was my top 10 list of all the different ideas and options that you should evaluate. One of the things I want to ask you guys are, what are some of the considerations you guys have about why you should buy a new lawnmower, maybe what you shouldn't? What are some of the things to stay away from? Do me a favor, leave those comments down below, and we'll catch up with you guys soon.